morning, students of class 10. Welcome back to the e-classes now. Let's continue our lesson. I hope you are safe at home doing your regular studies. Welcome back to the e-classes now. Let's continue our lesson. We were studying lesson 3, 2 stories about flying. This is the second part. First part we have talked about the young seagull, how he overcome fear and took the first flight. Now here is the second part, the black aeroplane. We have almost finished practically. So writer, he flew his old Dakota aeroplane right into the storm. All his instruments were dead and he could not contact his control room also. He was lost in the storm. At that moment he saw a black aeroplane flying just close to him. And the black aeroplane guided him. The pilot of the aeroplane, he could see his face and he waved his hand and advised him or told him with his gesture to follow him. So, and after more than half an hour, the aeroplane flew following the black aeroplane. And ultimately, the writer came out from the stormy clouds and he could see the clear sky with the moon and 2 rows of lights. It was an airport. He landed safely. He looked around to see where the black aeroplane is. He could not see. And number 1, there are 5 points. Number 1, the writer landed safely. He landed safely because there was just enough fuel. But he could not see the black aeroplane anywhere. He could not see the black aeroplane anywhere in the aerodrome or in the sky. He went inside the control room. He went inside the control tower and asked a woman who was on duty. There was a woman who was on duty. He went there and asked her. What did he ask? He asked the lady was there inside, who the other pilot was. Who was that pilot? As he wanted to thank him, I wanted to thank that pilot. Because of him, I landed safely. Otherwise, I would have been lost. So, I want to thank him, he said, for helping him to land safely. Because of that black aeroplane, the pilot of the black aeroplane, I landed safely. I wanted to thank him. So, he inquired her. She looked at the writer with a strange expression. She looked at the writer and with a strange expression and laughed. She laughed. Writer could not understand why she is laughing. Another aeroplane up there in the storm, she asked a question. Another aeroplane with surprise. And in that storm, no other aeroplane was flying that night. She said, no other plane flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. The lady with surprise said, another aeroplane in the sky, and that too in the storm. No, there was no another aeroplane. Your plane was the only one I could see on the radar. Radar was surprised. How come? Another black aeroplane was just in front of me. He guided me and I landed safely. How come? This is quite impossible. He began to think. The writer was perplexed. Perplexed means puzzled. He was puzzled. How come? It was there, the black aeroplane was there in front of my aeroplane flying more than half an hour. He was puzzled and thought. He began to think. Who was the pilot? Who was that pilot that helped him to land safely? Who was the pilot that helped the writer to land safely? He began to think and think, but there was no answer. And who was that pilot actually then? Because there was no answer. The story ends here. It was his consciousness thinking and self-awareness and regular flight from the same route. It was his inner voice, consciousness thinking, and the self-awareness that I am in danger. Self-awareness. His body and mind worked automatically. And that too he used to fly from the same route many times. That helped his mind to work automatically. Actually, his mind and brain, his body, not body, mind and brain it worked automatically during this time of danger. So, consciousness thinking, self-awareness as well as a regular flight from the same route, by the same route, helped his mind to work automatically. His imagination also helped him at the time of need. His imagination and his self-consciousness thinking, self-awareness and the regular paths he used to fly. So automatically his body and mind worked. So that helped him to land safely. It's an example. Suppose if we go to a new place and if the light goes out, then we don't know where to go. We will fall down. But in our house, suppose if the light goes, we know where the step is, where the door is, how many steps you can go, and there you will reach the door. Automatically our brain works. Similarly, here the writer, his mind and body worked automatically. That's why it was his imagination of that another aeroplane. It was his imagination also helped him, and his mind and body awareness, self-awareness guided him to land safely, because it was the same route he was flying all the time. So that's all for today, and in our next class we will do the ball poem. The writer wants to teach us something. This ball poem is very, very special. We'll learn about it, and stay safe at home, do regular studies. So I hope you are doing the regular studies at home, and we'll meet in the next class. Thank you for watching the video. That's all for today.